Mr. President, I am honored and I am humbled. Thank you very much.
A Colorado native, now U.S. Supreme Court nominee, Judge Neil Gorsuch, named tonight as President Trump's pick for the high court. That 49-year-old Gorsuch lives in the Boulder area. Boy, does he have stellar credentials. Degrees from Columbia, Harvard Law, and Oxford University.
And he is known as a fine writer and a staunch conservative, very much like the late Justice Antonin Scalia, who he could replace.
Standing here in a house of history and acutely aware of my own imperfections, I pledge that if I am confirmed, I will do all my powers permit to be a faithful servant of the Constitution and laws of this great country.
Judge Neil Gorsuch introduced in prime time as President Trump's nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court. Born in Denver, Gorsuch has served on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals for the past decade.
When he was nominated to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, he was confirmed by the Senate unanimously. Also, that's unanimous. Can you believe that nowadays with what's going on?
Supreme Court is under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Outside the Supreme Court, a different picture. The top Democrat in the House, Nancy Pelosi, calls him a very hostile appointment because of his conservative views. Here's what's at stake. If confirmed, Gorsuch would split the court, 4 conservatives to 4 liberals. Justice Anthony Kennedy would likely be the crucial swing vote.
I have very deep, serious concerns about Judge Gorsuch.
This is a judge's judge.
Trump's own agenda could shape the cases before the court in the coming years, including immigration and refugee issues. Another big issue, abortion rights. Gorsuch ruled on the side of religious organizations like Hobby Lobby that refused to cover contraception as part of the Affordable Care Act. And tonight, Democratic Representative Diana DeGette issued a statement concerned about Gorsuch's nomination. She says it's especially troubling for women, asking that Judge Gorsuch clarify his position on a woman's right to abortion. Now, Colorado's Republican delegation, including Senator Cory Gardner, applauds the pick.
Judge Gorsuch also adds to the court's Western perspective with his understanding of uniquely Western issues like water and public lands issues.
Gardner says he will work to make sure Gorsuch's confirmation process is fair and fast.
So let's go a little deeper here for you. Who really is Neil Gorsuch? What kind of justice might he be? Our Liz Gilardi spoke to 2 former students who took his class at CU Boulder Law School. So exactly what was their take, Liz?
Shannon, we heard some really positive feedback. Judge Gorsuch known not only at the courthouse, but for his personality and teaching in the classroom. With this nomination,
it's a weird, bizarre experience.
The realization for these former CU Boulder law students, the man they called professor could sit on the highest court in the land.
The judge is so intelligent and was able to articulate both sides of every issue that we talked about in class.
Judge Neil Gorsuch has been a visiting professor at CU Boulder since 2008, where he taught ethics and antitrust law.
He gave you additional perspective.
Students liked his approachable style of teaching and personality.
Everything I know is his writing style is really funny and really easy to read, even for non-lawyers. I think that based on what I know about him in class, he's a fair person.
Gorsuch faces what can be a tough confirmation process where his opinions and actions will be scrutinized. But these lawyers think it's a smart pick.
I don't have any reason to call who Judge Gorsuch is into question. He and I may differ on our theories of constitutional interpretation, but he is everything that you would want in terms of character from a Supreme Court justice.
And the judge, also an avid fly fisher and skier. He even went fly fishing with Justice Scalia, the man he would replace if confirmed. We also know he skipped class tonight, but we think he had a pretty good reason. Reporting live, Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
Interesting perspective. Thank you for that, Liz. And if confirmed, Gorsuch would be the 2nd Colorado judge to serve on the High Court. The first, of course, Justice Byron White, nominated by President Kennedy in 1961. He retired from the U.S. Supreme Court in 1993, and the Byron R. White U.S. Courthouse in Denver was dedicated a year later. Gorsuch served as a clerk for the late Justice White, as well as Justice Kennedy, alongside whom he would serve if he's confirmed.